Good morning, everyone. I'm Takara, and I'm here with my favorite teenager.
Your only teenager, Mom.
My favorite teenager. Anyway, we're here to talk about communication, specifically how it can go really wrong.
Like the time she thought I'm fine actually meant I was fine.
Or the time she says, I'm on my way, but still sitting in her towel watching YouTube videos.
That was one time.
Uh-huh. And that's why we're here today, to discuss communication challenges.
And how we're learning to get better together. This is my mom, Takara, CEO of concern, CFO of chores, and queen of asking too many questions.
Accurate. And this is my daughter, Loghan, a teen fluent in sarcasm, trying to look unbothered, and princess of spending all of my money.
Oh, Kurt?
Kurt?
No.
Well, we're going to share how we are transforming our relationship and provide you with practical tips on ways you can improve communication with your loved ones as well. So, why does communication matter?
Communication is basically the Wi-Fi of a relationship. When it's strong, everything works. When it's weak,
you start shouting, hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Exactly. Talking openly helps us understand each other, avoid drama, and build trust, even when our signals glitch.
Research from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention show that teens who feel they can openly communicate with their parents are 50% less likely to engage in risky behaviors. Open conversations don't just build connections, they literally protect our kids, and who doesn't want that?
Yeah, but we've run into plenty of obstacles along this journey.
For example, distractions. Teens love their phones.
Moms love lecturing teens while we're on our phones.
We run into misunderstandings. Sometimes I hear,
I don't know.
But what she really means is,
I don't want to talk about it yet.
And different communication styles. She's short and quick. I'm not so short or quick.
Translation, she gives TED Talks. Teens communicate through texting memes, TikToks, slang like it's giving W or A.
What, are you hungry?
Never mind. We sometimes express our feelings through short messages or emojis. For example, a skull emoji means that I'm dying laughing, not call an ambulance.
Well, parents my age and older grew up having actual conversations and talking on phones that could literally break your foot if you drop them. We like details, full sentences, and eye contact.
So old school.
While most teens might prefer speed, privacy, and answers that come in 3 characters or less.
Just because it comes in 3 characters or less doesn't mean that we're not getting our points across.
So that's why learning each other's communication style has helped us to stay connected rather than frustrated.
One time, I was so stressed and overwhelmed because my mom wasn't answering me. Turns out,
I had my AirPods in. Noise canceling, full blast.
I was pouring my heart out to myself.
And one time, I was actually getting mad with Loghan because I thought she was ignoring my text messages.
Y'all, my phone was in the other room on 2%. I was living dangerously.
To help us avoid misunderstandings, here's what's been working for us. We follow the star. S, stay calm, even when emotions are running high.
T, take the time to really listen before responding.
A, ask follow-up questions instead of assuming.
R, repeat back what you think you heard.
Remembering to follow the star has helped us to clear up misunderstandings that could have easily been major breakdowns in our communication.
One of the leading communication researchers, Dr. John Gottman, reminds us that in relationships, what matters most is how we communicate and repair after misunderstandings.
Truth is, no one communicates perfectly, but we can learn to repair, to reconnect, and to try again.
Listening changes everything. When we actually listen, conversations become safer, easier and less annoying.
Hey,
I mean, we're productive. I remember a time when I was stressed and overwhelmed with the situation that happened at school. Before jumping in to save the day, my mom asked,
do you want to be helped, heard, or hugged?
the three H's.
Helped. I have the green light to give my impeccable parental advice.
Heard. Mom has to zip her lips. I don't need a solution, just an ear.
And hugged. I mean, this is a win-win for us both. Sometimes a hug from a loved one just does the trick.
When I feel heard, I don't feel judged. I feel safe to share and ask for what I need in the moment, even if it is a hug from my mom.
Stephen R. Covey said it perfectly. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. But learning to actually listen to Logan, not to fix, not to preach, started changing everything for us.
Dr. Lisa DeMore insists when teens feel heard rather than judged, they are far more likely to open up and keep opening up. My mom has created a space where there's no judgment, limited lectures and dismissive reactions, just patience, honesty, and curiosity.
Now, don't get me wrong. After a long day of work and all of the stresses that come along with being a parent, I get overwhelmed too, and I miss the mark. The occasional She-Hulk can come out in the both of us from time to time. Again, we're a work in progress.
Yeah, but some of our best conversations have came from random topics. Like, what does friendship really mean? What to do when you're overwhelmed? How to handle stress? Or even big deal questions like, do pickles count as a vegetable?
For the record, in our household, they don't.
Anyway, my point is, I felt heard when she listened first and talked second.
My communication methods have changed as Logan has grown. A lot less because I said so, and a lot more help me to understand.
We're both still learning, still evolving, and still working on staying connected, even as life gets a little more challenging.
Along this journey, I'm learning that teens don't communicate less, they just communicate differently.
And I'm learning that parents don't just want to hear themselves talk. They actually do know some stuff.
Communication is important because it builds trust, clears up misunderstandings, and helps us to grow together and individually. Now, talking doesn't solve everything, but it can keep you from exploding like shaken soda bottles. Today, we encourage you to practice more open, honest communication with your loved ones.
Ask questions, listen without judgment, and make space for the conversations that matter the most. And when these challenging conversations do arise, remember to follow the star and ask the three H's. Now, communication isn't always perfect, but it is worth the effort. When we listen, we understand. When we talk honestly, we grow closer.
When we meet each other with open minds and open hearts, even the hardest conversations can strengthen our connections and transform us. Thank you for joining us today.
And listening to our chaos.
We appreciate you. Okay.
Not too bad.